those low demons from full screen is actually going to end up in a punish. But here we go, Tweedy starting off with that EX overhead, as is the godsend of that character.
What a great anti-air right there by Destroyer. That was clean. Again, with the pressure right now, pushing him right to the corner.
Here we go. And Destroyer, above all else, he's going to go for this aggressive playstyle as Tremor has been known to do. But more so to keep the meter on his side for the flash carries and for the breakers if he chooses to use them. But meter is going to be really important here for Destroyer.
Yeah.
Tweedy has been known to really establish dominance without the use of his meter. You see now these staggers, the block strings into the teleport are proving to be a little bit too much for Destroyer right now, but now Destroyer going into round number 2 with a full stick of butter, just running right past the Blade Fury. Opting not the flesh, just going straight into that pressure. Beautiful block by Tweedy, using it back on to blow up that flash carry attempt.
Yeah, tearing it to bits right now. That one, but again, this is Tweedy, man. Just known to use his meter as soon as he gets it, man. He's very not liberal with the meter, man. We use it over and over again for sure.
Here we go. That flex has been up. Just need to take his time, put the flex up. I think it's a smart move now because Destroyer's only going up when he has that flex. But he's having a lot of trouble blocking all of these mix-ups. Finally gets the overhead, but he's sitting. Unfortunate. Gets hit by that teleport, and he was not upset early, just could not make it here tonight. But I'm sure we'll be seeing him again. Beautiful interruption with that. That 6-4-1 is an absolute, it's a major key. And not only this matchup just has Tremor's gameplay in general, but he needs to be a little bit more careful to scout out those EX overheads. That little damage is going to add up a lot more.
I mean, Tweedy builds a lot of meter when he plays, so he doesn't mind necessarily using it because he knows he's going to get it right back.
Oh, just laying that overhead rock hand. Rip goes for the flex, blocks the second hit of the Ants overhead. And here we go, Destroyer putting on a clinic of his own with this pressure. And you see he does much more damage and proves to be much more successful if he keeps Tweedy in this corner. Beautiful interactable use into that jump kick conversion.
Oh my god, yo, the jump in kick that was nice. The meter use. Got the jump in kick to stuff the temper drop.
Oh, Destroyer just missing the input on that flash carry. No doubt that's what he wanted to go for. Sitting here on a full stick of butter, not gonna break. He knows if he keeps Tweedy in that corner. He had to break there now. Next hit could be fatal if he's not careful. He's going to do a lot of damage into some major chip. And what is the mix? Blocks the low.
He's just tagging him with the teleport over and over again. Destroyer has to look out for that.
And Tweedy, very smart, did not want to go down this match. Uses his armor to just close out that second round, taking us into round number 3, where now he's going to try and get this momentum, staying as far away from Destroyer as possible, eating that flex alive with that down 1. But at the same time, Destroyer realizing that Tweedy doesn't have a lot of meter to work with, that's his time to go in.
Exactly right. Exactly right. They just solid post right now from both parties, but Tweedy just blocking all of these strings right now by Tremor and using his meter very wisely to get out of that situation.
So now here come the staggers and the teleport cancels. That's so hard to deal with when you go up against possessed Kenshi, and boom, just like that, Tweedy opening up with that back one, getting the low demon, and now Tweedy is sitting in a 2-0 lead, trying to make quick. Thanks, Goro.
Yeah, so he's gonna try to build his own little legend with Goro almost. Try to show some magic. Go forward, advancing the strings, man, pushing them further to the corner.
Oh, beautiful neutral jump punch, scouting that out. Destroyer is really just gonna try and pull out all the tricks he has with Goro because this is his last-ditch effort, regardless of winning the set, just to put himself on the board. But Tweedy is just dominating this Goro. Destroyer might be kicking himself with this character switch. Yeah. Goro, obviously an absolute monster up close, but really has trouble getting in. Destroyer just frantically trying to get something started, using all the meter he can to get Goro's pressure going, and Tweedy is just too slippery right now.
Every option, Tweedy, man, it's just working out for him. Anti-airs, staggers, all of them.
Here we go, the plus frames. And he's just gonna EX armor out. There's nothing you can do about that. Tweedy with an absolute... Being that he could play so all over the place with his teleports, Adonis needs to be very careful throwing out any normal, because Ninjutsu has the range, but on whiff is absolute death. And on the flip side to that, Rewind having some amazing pressure of his own with his plus frames and staggers, it's going to be very hard for Adonis to deal with that. But as we've mentioned before, Adonis's absolute biggest strong point is his Oki game. If he could get Rewind on the ground, that's where Adonis would shine.
Rewind's going to try to prevent that at all costs. With the solid blocks right now, but again with the pressure.
And that's another thing that Adonis needs to be careful of. If he throws that forward 2 out and it gets blocked from a decent range, Rewind, being Raiden, that 4-1 will connect as a punishment. We'll see now the mix is going for the stagger strings, the whiffs, the teleports, just to stay away from that punish. Beautiful stuff by Adonis.
Everywhere in the back, even on life right now. So let's see who's going to be able to close this out. Got the jump in punch, using the meter to continue, but yeah, wanted to break right there. So Adonis definitely wants to take this game, but again, the back 2 is not going to kill, but one more hit. Oh man, it almost got scary. He got the down 1, it didn't kill. Fortunately, got another down 1 to allow him to get this first round.
There you go. Rewind immediately getting out of the corner, wanting nothing to do with this pressure, but really having a hard time blocking those mix-ups there. It's a very tight fuzzy, but it is fuzzy, but maybe Adonis wants to kind of exploit that a little bit. Because that really seems to be Rewind's only weakness right now. His defense has been pretty on point, but Adonis going for the back grab, switching full gear. A beautiful block there. Just getting these guys. We were talking about it before. The teleports are really going to be the godsend for Rewind. Just to stay all over the place. Adonis gets clipped by the back too. But now, Rewind getting clipped by Adonis's forward 2 himself. Going into round number 3 of game 1. This is a really close game right now. But this is not where you want to be if you're Adonis. He needs to get out of this corner right now.
Right, ooh, no full conversion right there, but here we go. And Adonis working the mix-up. Rewind is going to be able to get a solid combo. Put himself in the corner. I'm not fond of that. The thing about Raiden is he can go back to back. Either way he wants to. Again, knocking him out of the interactable is Adonis. They're going to use the meter to continue. Oh my God, but drops the spear. Oh, so many drops by both parties. Jesus. Anybody going to complete the 4?
Now this is tough because this is not going to kill.
Well, I like to stand one stagger. That was so smooth.
And there you go. You see, Adonis. Adonis is a smart. He did go with Reptile, not just Reptile. Now, this could end up working in his favor. I respect the idea here going for those mix-ups, but Adonis blocking the 4-4 slide at the beginning of the match. That's just an act of God. No one blocks.
Oh man, they called it the unblockable. So yeah, somebody actually blocked the unblockable. And Adonis in the chat said, I'm God. So let's see if he can pull this out, man. Here we go, man. Again, just the added damage with the walking caltrops. Rewind. There we go, 4-4. Right there.
Just trying to get something started, going for the low pokes, and just going for the mix that figures if it's working for Adonis, he wants to know if it'll work for him, but the 4-4 string, there he finally gets a whip punish of his own. Beautiful grab.
Woo, that almost went bad right there, but solid stuff.
Oh, unfortunately no punish. I respect the idea of going for the quick damage as with the elbow dash as the punish with that forward 2.
Ooh, tricky stuff using the ES teleport right there. There you go,
beautiful tech grab.
Rewind kind of adjusting right now. He knows what Adonis wants to do after that that initial setup.
That was a beautiful teleport to get away from that force ball. Switching positions, trying to keep Rewind in that corner. Beautiful hit confirmed. And another 4-4 slide. You can only block that so many times.
A full meter right now. He could go for the X-ray if he wanted to. Let's see what he tries to do. And that's going to be a punish on that slide right there. Solid
stuff. Be careful throwing out those slides. He was sitting much more comfortably. Really didn't need to throw out that slide. So maybe if he executes just a little bit more patience, but even now getting Adonis off of that meter, back to the corner, it is Rewind's turn for the mix. But as we talked about before, if Adonis can knock you down, that's where he shines.
Okay, but here we go with the added damage in the corner.
You see now Rewind has an amazing life lead right now. Doesn't need to go for anything unsafe. It just goes for the EX slide just for seeing that combo breaker. I don't know if we'll get to see it, but here we go into match number 3. Down 3 into the grab. Rewind looking much more composed. I think he focused a little bit too much in the beginning on an aggressive playstyle. Now he's staying a little bit more calculated, but throwing out that elbow dash is not something you want to do at this stage in the game. A beautiful back two whip punish by Adonis, grabbing the combo, picking up where he left off.
And getting another combo right there, Adonis is, man. It's just working out for him so well. There we go. All right, resetting the neutral. What's going to happen with the back two? The long arc of the back two, catching him even though the jump over. Good stuff by Adonis right there.
And we're seeing the moment Rewind throws out something a little bit unsafe to try and get some sort of momentum going, Adonis is right there to just stop him right in his tracks.
Yeah.
And that's really been Rewind's fault here. Every time he goes down around, it's because he made one little mistake and then Adonis had a chance to do what he does best, and that's incorporating a suffocating pressure after knockdown. So here we go, 2-1-2, going for a little bit of damage, just trying to chase down Rewind. And even now, it's proven to be much more successful.
Yeah, it's just working over and over again. Solid block right there. Let's see if we can try to bring it back, man, but Adonis is on point.
Oh, he scouts out the X-ray. Wait a minute. No, not like this. Not like this. My God. For the stacker, I don't believe it.
What a comeback by Rewind, the young guy.
Rewind, to have the presence of mind to know that not only was the X-ray coming, but to also know that it wasn't going to chip out. That was insane. Here we go. Adonis trying not to be shoved, goes for a little bit of damage, getting the grab. But you see now, Rewind has Adonis in the corner. Adonis is going to have Breaker, decides to use it immediately.
Ooh, nice punish right there by Rewind, man, in that teleport. We go again, he's going to punish it again. Yes, he is. This actually might be close to killing. If he can get a little bit of extra damage out of it. He ain't doing it, but look at the life draining, and he's gonna get it with the 4-4 string. Oh my God!
I don't even know what happened to Adonis's health. That happened so quick. But Adonis's Mileena is no joke. He's been playing this character for a very long time, even with piercing throughout all of it. But a beautiful block by Rewind, punishing accordingly, and just taking his time. He knows with that ball roll, anything Reptile does is punishable. So he needs to be very careful being aggressive like that.
And you can see that Rewind wants to be up close, and he doesn't want to be far away, taking those high sides and low sides. He wants to be in her face, trying to do this extra damage that not Scash does, and actually that's going to kill, man. Punish on the ball roll with a slide. Rewind one more round, moving on to do another top phase in combat.
You know, like we said before, if Rewind wins this set, this will be his 5th top 8 out of the 8 weeks here in season number 2, and that's a huge statement. Adonis especially is no pushover, but it's going to take, he definitely has an uphill battle here.
Here we go, the unblockable.
4 slides, the unblockable. It's so hard to block. The EX rolls, just to stay away from Reptile at this point. He has the life lead, and the Savage down too, just to try and even something out, disrespecting all that pressure, maybe down the wall.
Here we go, punish on the side right there. What's it going to be? He's going to go for the overhead? No, possibly. Just trying to keep it in the corner.
Adonis, beautiful down, beautiful strap. It's not going to kill though. And the run-up grab, Rewind advances into the top 8. That was so ballsy. And comfortability, and I think iLuusions has spent most of his time in MKX's life with Sorcerer Quan, so that's really going to help him. But Star Charger obviously devoted Kitana main from the very beginning.
Yep.
iLuusions he's going to need to be very careful here, especially if he's going to go for more of the zoning gameplay. You see him trying to back that Star Charger, going for an extremely aggressive playstyle, and it's working out here early in round number 1. Already has iLuusions to the corner, but iLuusions with a clean jump in, And this is absolutely scary. Gonna keep Star Charger off of his meter as much as possible. No doubt, because he knows that Rising fans will blow up that armor portal. So now that he has no meter, no doubt the armor portal will be in play, but he drops the combo. Oh, and jumping back, Star Charger just seems to be waiting for that.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, in the book of Kitana, you know, there are rules, man, and rule number 1, that all, man. So that worked out for Star Charger right there.
Down 1 into the Rising Blades with no meter, just put it all out on the line. iLuusions wants to get out of this corner, doing everything he can. But he's getting very... It's very strange to see iLuusions get so impatient like this. You see he's really just trying to hit a button and get the mix going and at least put that armor portal down. But Star Charger's playing this aggressive playstyle, not just up close, but from far away as well.
Yeah. Right. He is going to be able to get it out here. See what he decides to do. He's going to go for the low. Yes, he is.
Oh, and just going for the max damage. As much damage as possible. Just dropping the end combo. Whoa! Was that the tap? That's unfortunate. That was beautiful. That was a beautiful reverse position, and still couldn't close it out. Star Charger, you know, Quan has a couple good mid-range tools, but not as much as Kitana. Kitana is the queen of the mid-range. Between the fans, the down 1, the forward 2, that's where she dominates. And iLuusions does well from far away, but up close he's having a lot of trouble dealing with it. Even now, the second part of the Rising Blade still blowing up that armor. And now keeping iLuusions away from that portal. Now, he's on the pit stage, so the interactables are there on both corners. But at the same time, that air fan is going to blow it up every single time.
Every time that iLuusions has been in the air, he's been tagged with a fan. Like, I haven't seen him in the air not get hit with a fan. It's crazy.
Now, armor portal in play. He's going to stay as far away from Kitana as possible. You see him being a little bit more cautious with that armor, trading to hit an armor. Luckily for iLuusions, still paying off. Going to switch positions here. And no doubt getting the armor portal up again. The down 3 just missing the first hit of the Rising Blade, so the armor narrowly escaping it.
Hey, so just like you said before, I mean, he's looking a lot better from far range, but when Kitana gets in, it's been all her game. Over and over.
And the sky drop. So scary putting that input in, but it managed to work. Beautiful stuff by iLuusions, knowing that that was a good time to use it. Just trying to keep...
Yeah, back into the mirror portal, trying to steal some music there. Just not working out.
Oh my god, the standing 1 anti-air. So gutsy for managing to pay off. Hard knockdown into the armor portal. And there we go. Oh no!
Oh my god! But still didn't get the punish because of the armor portal. Oh my goodness.
I don't think he was expecting that to actually work. And here we go, just missing the transfer, but still gonna try and eat some of Kitana's armor, but now Star Charger sitting on no meter, down 1 lift.
The Star Charger special, the down 1 lift, and it worked out. Okay, here we go. It's not over till it's over, but it's a big life deficit right now for Star Charger.
iLuusions has the bar. Are we gonna see the EX sky drop? Nobody just goes for a forward jump punch. Back to trans, beautiful stuff, and some really impressive constraint on iLuusions to not just try and go. Fight. So now, tied 1-1, as we said before, the first hit could definitely be crucial. Star Charger getting the down 1 again for the first hit. And that back 2 is actually a punish against the air fan at that distance. Another air-to-air. iLuusions, the king of meeting in the air. Very hard to do against a character like Kitana.
Yeah.
And the presence of mind to know you have that hit of armor. Much more confident in his anti-air when he has that armor.
Yeah, never scared when the armor is out, for sure. Going for some more armor. No, drops the end.
Oh, you rarely see that streak. Such a goofy looking streak. And the back 2 on the whip punish. iLuusions become, wow, missing the punish?
Not sure what happened there. It's almost like he went for the arm. I'm out. Not sure.
I don't know what that was, but now he's taking a lot of life that he really didn't need to do. The parry not working on the sky drop. No doubt that kind of took Star Charger for a surprise.
Yeah.
Round 2, fight.
But here we go. Illusions looking much more comfortable. But you know what? I like the idea that Star Charger's doing. He's trying to incorporate that parry a little bit more, if for any reason, just to establish a threat.
Here we go. Is it going to be conversion? No, it's a little far away for that fan to connect right there by Star Charger. And again, here we go. We're setting the neutral again. Illusions is jumping and tag with fan. And another fan.
And it's just going for all these little bits of damage. And as quickly as the first round went, with that reverse down 3, I don't know what that was, NRS. Please, Paulo, what was that?
They still with some meters. Do not want to deal with the unblockable X-ray.
That was smart by Star Charger. He knows being in the corner against Quan with any sort of portal up is extremely scary. Spends the bar securing that second round.
Hey, the armor got the back too, but no conversion there.
Oh, letting go of block to let that hit happen, and a jump back to punish the 2-1 riff. Here we go, hard knockdown into portal. As much damage as it can, quick 31%. And there you go, standing 1 in the standing Forge France. This goes what I talk about every single week. Character specialists have the absolute best kick confirms in the game. And Illusions now up 2-1 on Star Charger. He's making a lot of bad reads, and even more so, he's been having a lot of drops the past 2 games. But the match starting off as it usually does, Star Charger has been getting the first hit in pretty much every single match. Goes for the EX Sharpen, just going through a lot of chip damage right now. The EX Sharpen is going to last a little bit longer, so hopefully he can open up Illusions right now, but Illusions being a little bit too slippery. That instant air fan, beautiful reaction by Star Charger. Getting some nice corner damage of his own, 31%. But Illusions just seems to know when to get away from that corner. Goes for a little bit of a wonky hit confirm, but the hit confirm nonetheless gets the hard knockdown into the portal.
That's what we want as a sorcerer player. Hard knockdown into the portal. Here we go. We're pushing them right through. 2-1-2.
And one of the advantages that we're seeing that Kitana has in this matchup is her block streams have a good amount of pushback to the point where it's pushing Illusions further away from the portal. So maybe Star Charger wants to kind of think about doing that just a little bit more.
Yeah.
But as soon as I say that, Illusions is just scouting out every move that Star Charger makes. Oh, here we go. Spends the bar, gets the hit confirm, switching positions. Getting as much damage as he can. 31%. Oh, it goes for the float instead of a jump punch. That could have worked in his favor. But now, no meter, back to the corner with the portal in play. You can pretty much call this round a wrap.
Yeah, man. You tag with your second hit. Here goes the combo. It's all about where it ends, where the next one begins. Got the knockdown. What's he going to go with? Yeah.
It was going to be chip regardless. Illusions closing out the second one. Beautiful stuff by timing the meaty at the right time. And still has Star Charger in that corner. And a clean jump.
That one time he didn't get hit with a fan in the air as he got to this.
That fan narrowly missed him and still got the punish. So beautiful stuff by Illusions, scouting out the distance. A jump kick into Sky Drop. He wants to close out. He does not want to go to a Game 5 situation. But Star Charger is not ready to give up yet. Building some meter, getting the chip damage in there, and just waiting for the right time to strike. But Illusions opening him up with that 1-2 EX rune. Dropping the end of the combo, still getting the portal in play. Good stuff by Star Charger, immediately throwing out that fan, knowing Illusions was going to let go of block to try to trade with that head of armor.
Oh my god, look at the damage right now. What's he going to do? Just try to go for a meaty forward 1-2? Yes, he is.
Oh, he gets the backdash.
Let's see.
No, not like this.
This is right now, but got caught with the low. And this is probably not going to kill, but we have to see where this is going to end. Oh my god.
He missed the meaty, but the Sky Drop is going to do it. Illusions narrowly getting that last hit.
Okay, guys, all right, so here we go. We're right back with this match. We got Semiij going up against Streamy's Perfect Legend. Ow! we see we have Mileena going up against Kung Lao. I mean, Perfect Legend's been known for his Kung Lao for a long time. So let's see if Semiij's gonna try to pull this out a little bit. Now, these guys have played before, and Semiij was able to take it.
Now, here's the thing. Semiij, among many things, his anti-airs in every single situation are always on point. But on the flip side, you take a look at Perfect Legend, who has this, like we talked about before, this calculated craziness playstyle that has the potential to really knock Semiij off of this game.
This combo to go into another NJP, what a smart decision. Now, I don't think that was intentional, but just coming down with the NJP, it actually worked out, because I guess Perfect Legend tried to wake up or try to move right there or something.
I mean, it is Semiij. I assume everything he does is intentional. This guy is one of the most brilliant players in the scene.
Man, he is like an execution guy right now. Just all these combos with Mileena, just custom stuff, looking so good.
But you know what? I have to give respect to Perfect Legend right now. His patience has been extremely on point. He's waiting for the right time to strike, dealing with all of that pressure without trying to look for a hole in it. And just waiting for the right time to strike. But that dive kick is not something you want to do against Semiij. And there you go, the standing 2 into EX phase. Semiij, he's not eager to get his momentum going. He knows eventually it's going to come. So now, 1-1 into the grab. I expect to see a lot more of this from Perfect Legend. Beautiful clean jump in, getting some beautiful juicy corner damage here. Hard knockdown. Gonna kind of back off now. That's a very smart move to make against Mileena. The Oki game is very hard to establish with Mileena's face shift.
That's the telekick coming right in right there, getting the hit. And here we go, Mileena with these good up close, man. You see him trying to do a barrage of pressure.
And there you go, a quick double meter burn teleport. Wow, and grabbing him out of the corner, but it puts him in the chip territory. And just run away.
What?
I respect it. That was extremely smart by PL. So far, he's at a 100% success rate with the EX teleports, but that is not something you want to do. You do not want to jump in on Semiij. Oh, beautiful jump back kick there and dive kick confirmed, but don't jump on Semiij. We talk about it all the time. Anti-airs have been super on point.
We go again, got caught with the second hit of that string, and here we go. Time for a nice solid combo. See where it's going to end. We're going to give it the jumping kick, the jumping punch. And another grab, man.
Punch into the reverse grab, trying to keep PL locked down in that corner. Mileena has some amazing corner damage. And we're about to see some of that right now. Oh, just drops it in the wall spin. PL immediately stopping Semiij in his tracks.
It's something you don't see from Semiij a lot right there, man. Dropping combos. I mean, he's known to finish most of his combos, but yeah, just a drop right there. And Perfect Legend was able to calculate that.
Oh, Perfect Legend not going for a down 2 punish, just trying to keep it simple. But gets opened up by the standing 2 in the EX face shift. Beautiful hit confirmed by Semiij. And there's the 4-4 face shift. PL forcing the break off of his meter and misses the anti-air. No doubt tried to get the spin there, and it just didn't come out. Semiij now really solid by PL.
PL is putting his tournament life on Tempest Live.
You know what? It's a smart move. He's been sticking with Tempest Live since the beginning, among a few other characters. Oh, and the hat just clips, but no follow-up, unfortunately. Grabs right out of the plus frames. Very smart by PL. Semiij, no doubt, is going to try and get out of the corner, but take his time doing so. And there's that jump, and this is going to do a lot of damage.
People hate Mileena's jumping punch, man. It's a very strong option for her. Oh, he's just getting cut with the forward 1 string. And here we go, man. More damage.
And 2 touches now switch the life lead into Mileena's favor. Here come all these strings. Oh no, he didn't have the meter to finish it and get that combo going. Tries to open up with the back 2, and Semiij going for a back grab, proving sufficient. Semiij on set point to advance into the top 8.
He was able to get that meter burn grab. Man, that would have been death for Semiij right there, but Perfect Legend didn't have the meter. That's unfortunate.
PL trying to open up, and another drum anti-air by Semiij. We talked about it, how he has the right anti-airs ready and the reactions to do so in every single situation.
No pressure, just trying to keep him in the corner right now.
Oh, just runs up, gets a massive amount of damage. taking his time, 1-1, going for the stagger strings, trying to throw Semiij off of his game. And down one half spin does not work with the EX phase shift coming into play. And gets overrun by the forward 3. This might actually do it. And that's it. The down 2 to close it out. Semiij taking a 3-0. Dragon Fangs.
Right, it is.
Right? Yeah, it is Dragon. Okay. Wow, that was a ridiculous backdash to start off the set. Here we go. Trap Hustler trying to get something going nice and early, pushing Emperor Knicks all the way to the corner as quickly as possible. He is going to need to be careful. Emperor Knicks, especially as Goro, is no stranger to armored moves. So getting out of that corner is going to be a lot easier than he thinks.
Yeah, but again, man, everything is going Trap Hustler's way. He played, oh my God, a mile a minute, man. Just overhead after overhead, and they all worked out for him.
Wow, and the reverse inputting the slide to take the trade.
I'm gonna move through the phone this time. Going to use another meter to try to get some extra damage, but Trap Hustler deciding to break there.
And another nice backdash. Trap Hustler's timing with those has been really on point. And sliding away from that, that's pretty much going to be his go-to maneuver to stay away from those telestomps as much as possible. But the trade working out for Emperor Knicks, quickly going into the third round. Emperor Knicks showing that he's not afraid to really be in that corner. Obviously, he prefers to be in the mid-screen, but he's establishing a full-screen presence to the point where it's kind of making Trap Hustler second-guess himself.
Yeah, he's throwing them at a rate to where he's not trading with the ice ball, which if he does is going to be very bad for him. So good stuff to Emperor Knicks. Definitely doing it at the right time. Hey, it was a solid combo, 35% in the lockdown.
Goro has some insane damage, not just in mid-screen, but in the corner as well, as we saw. Spending the bars to get the 35%. And we're seeing now down one in the special, the epitome of Goro gameplay. Plus frames all across the board. Trap Hustler on Magic Pixel, and Knicks just down wanting to take the first game. That's some really awesome signs of adjustment. The Trap Hustler gonna stay composed, gets a very nice EX slide into the clone start off, but an unfortunate drop. Still connecting that back to. But he needs to be careful. That is not the kind of damage that you want to be dropping, especially against Trap Hustler as Goro. More so losing that corner position that Sub-Zero really thrives on.
Okay, most definitely. And all right, here we go. Now, this is where Emperor Knicks was able to do very well last time, leaving Sub-Zero in the corner. But except in the corner by technicality, though. Oh, that's kind of unfortunate.
Wow, and the down one having enough range to flip Sub-Zero and not get frozen. I did not know that would work. I learned something.
Oh, me either.
Here we go, down one in the special. Still got to be careful. Emperor Knicks is trying to establish some sort of conditioning. Oh, it just gets frozen by throwing out that forward 3. Trap Hustler finally putting him in the corner. Wow, but no punish on that, just raw telestop.
Hey, here we go. He's trying to use the ice clone to maybe catch the teleport, but it's just not working right now. He puts right in the corner. This is where Sub-Zero likes to have his opponents. Again, putting himself into the corner where Sub-Zero doesn't shine that much.
Now you see Emperor Knicks blocking low after a knockdown because he's trying to bait out that EX slide on a wake up from Trap Hustler. But at the same time, he knows the right timing of when that EX slide is not going to come out, which is why he's still winning in that Oki game. And he's saving his meter for those corner game situations. On the verge of going game 2, just narrowly not getting frozen.
Has to be careful here. Nice block with the overhead. Finally got tagged with a lot of them in the first game.
Fight.
Alright, so here we go. Emperor Knicks on the verge of 3-0ing Trap Hustle and advancing into the top 8 for the first time this season. Trap Hustle with a weird hit confirm, unfortunately dropping it again.
That was wonky.
Here goes smart by Trap Hustle, not going for anything fancy, just gonna hide under that clone. And there we go. He must have heard me going for those back 3s. As we're seeing, it's paying off. And now this is going to really kind of throw Knicks off of his game as far as his defense is concerned. His defense has been very on point because he knows he's been waiting for those back 2s much more often than the back 3s.
Wow, I can't believe the big body actually got over the clone. Okay, that was pretty great. He's going to meet a burner for more damage, so he's trying to hold on to his bar right there.
Here we go. This is Goro's pressure in the corner is very scary. There are plus frames all across the board.
Yeah. I know down one spin was an option that I seen a lot back at TFC, man. Down one spin, very good.
Let's be real here, it's Goro. Down one anything is pretty much the option of this character. Like, he's playing it
like we said,
so
down
well.
one punch.
That's really how you have to play the character. As simple as it looks, it's hard to establish a strong mind game with it, and Knicks has really shown that he's perfected it. So now, the telestomp, like we said before, no problem establishing a full screen game. Trap Hustler is starting to get a little bit antsy, throws out another back two. Emperor Knicks not punishing it accordingly. Trap Hustler still sitting on a one-round victory here, taking his time at the very least, building some meter and trying to get some mix started. Down one in the reverse grab. Knicks setting himself perfectly for a round 3 situation.
Looks like he maybe wanted to go for a slide right there, but got to stand for it instead. That's unfortunate for Trap Hustler right there.
A 1-2 in the EX Ice Ball, just trying to make sure, keep it safe, manage to connect, and Trap Hustler should be sitting much more comfortably. Oh, and this is going to be big damage. Oh, but doesn't get the Ice Clone to hit. And here we go, Trap Hustler on a verge of taking this game. This should do it. Back 1-2 in the slide, getting the maximum daily puts, gets a game win on the board. How quickly we could see it turn into a game 5 situation. But Emperor Knicks, still as formidable as when the set started, it's not going to be an easy thing to do for Trap Hustler.
Okay, there we go. See, it seems like Trap Hustler is like trying to establish some space just a little bit. He doesn't want to be too close to Goro, trying to get the long reach of his 1-2 and back 2 into play. Here we go, man. This is where Sub-Zero doesn't want to be in the corner against Goro. A lot of good options.
Oh, and that beautiful phase. Oh my god. Dude, one of the flashiest moves in the game. Emperor Knicks knew Trap Hustler tried to switch positions and got that swaggy anti-air. You know, blowing up that clone with the force ball. Here we go, and Goro is in. Emperor Knicks trying to close out this game nice and early. Does not want to even be put into a round 3 situation. But Trap Hustler not ready to give up without a fight. Getting the corner game going. With the mind game, standing 4-3 win. Oh, it just gets clipped by it again.
Oh my god, yeah, the big body just being frozen.
You know, it's a hard life being 12 feet tall. Woo! Hard life.
Jesus, that was a speed rush right there. That was pretty nice. Good stuff by Trap Hustler, putting a round on the board. Knicks just have to be a lot more careful, man. Get out of this corner because you don't want to be here against Goro. Nope. I'm sorry, against Sub-Zero. Nobody wants to be there.
Well, Trap Hustler using the EX Ice Clone, taking himself off a bar meter, still has 2 to spare, while Knicks sitting on not even 1 bar.
No back twos.
This is the start.
I'm gonna punish it.
This is the start. This is how Trap Hustler takes us to a game 5. But Emperor Knicks immediately switching positions, obviously knowing that Sub-Zero is dangerous in the corner, as we all do.
All right, here we go. Now, what option we go with? Oh my God, going with the advanced string and getting tagged with the ESI clone. This is where you don't want to be against Sub-Zero, like we always said. Here we go, down 1 spin. What is he gonna do with the?
And the teabag, the forearm teabag. You know what? It's graceful. That is a graceful teabag. It was almost to a melody. Just so gentle. The gentle teabag by Goro himself. You know what? Very well deserved. Now, just as a heads up, the winner of this will be playing Rewind on Wednesday, so that's going to be interesting. YungMonster going for high-tech Jacqui instead, trying to establish a scary up-close game that Jax has. Or as some might say, he had.
Troll pick, as some people would say. I mean, she does have a lot of good plus frames on those cancels, so...
Oh, and that EX Dagger switching positions.
Here we go. Jax with a top 5 corner game. Definitely.
Oh, easily. It's still a little bit too far away to get that follow-up. YungMonster switching positions here. Dad taking his time, knowing that he just wants to establish that corner game for as long as possible. Getting clipped after that backdash. YungMonster with a beautiful hit confirmed as his own, 21%. And Dad did not have the life to trade.
Round 2. Fight.
Now, we talk about how Dab wanted to make top 8, which of course he definitely does. He's sitting a lot riding on this set. But at the same time, if YungMonster wins this set, he will move into second place of points, moving past Sonic Fox, which is a huge deal as we move it towards the end of the season. So this set means a lot to both players, so they're going to be leaving everything they have on the table. You see the X-ray
Plus frames.
Look at these plus frames right now. This guy has to break.
That is so hard to deal with, man. Just immense pressure right now by Jacqui Briggs.
Oh, 1, 2, 3 into the overhead, just letting it rip. Dad trying to even out the life lead while building some meter. Seeing that the daughter is surpassing the father here. And a couple stanky legs to close out game number 1. YungMonster showing he's just as strong as he was last week. Taking a hit to his offense, so now Hayatei showing that Hayatei can really compete up close. But I expect to see a lot more tick grabs by Dad here in game number 2. That's really the only thing that was missing. Oh, very nice taking from there, going for a little bit of damage. We're seeing Hayatei getting most of her damage from Chip outside of these little 23% combos. Oh, and this no doubt is actually going to close it out. Look at that damage! 37% meterless in the corner. Jacqui, please.
Jacqui Bay, man. Jacqui Bay's damage is incredible. Incredible, man. And when you got somebody like YungMonster who knows how to use all her options at the highest level, like I said before, man, she's even more scary.
Guys, Jacqui showing that she is not happy after Jack's grounding her last week. She's coming back full guns blazing. I don't even know what that is, but if you can go full on guns blazing, high tech, fully powered up.
Extra damage right now from the
25%
being powered up.
The crispy cancels. Dab is having so much trouble dealing with this right now. And look at all these plus frames. Dab just doesn't seem to know. Fighting an uphill battle with some serious weights added on. But here we go. Probably his first combo of the entire set. We go down 3. This is what I want to see from Dab. He's just going completely. He's going to go crazy for the rest of the set. He's going to do every single mix that he could possibly think of and a flawless.
Okay.
Round 2.
Maybe that's what was missing. Maybe he was staying too textbook and he just needs to go for more of the mix-up game.
Yeah.
Be afraid.
Mix-up is going to be his friend in this situation.
Here we go. Forward 3 into the gotcha grab. 13%. Standing 1 anti-air. Already seeing a brand new dab here.
Hey, all right. Back into the neutral. Here we go. Definitely didn't want to be that close to Jacqui because when it comes her time, you're going to see immense pressure.
I love what he's doing now. He has a solid life lead, and he was just staying far away from Jacqui. He has no reason to go up front. iTech not having the guns. That. What happened?
I don't know. This game was just. So, we're going to see how if Dab can continue this magic that he showed in the last game.
Now this is going to be trouble. Dab is going to have to adapt on the fly to this variation. Oh, and he goes for the first ground pound of the set, and it manages to pay off. Getting pushed. YungMonster closer towards the corner. Going for some beautiful damage. Back 3 does connect. 1-1 into the grab. Dab is just looking absolutely unstoppable. 1-2-4 tick grab. What is happening right now?
No, Dab, this pressure right now. Or YungMonster, what's going on? This is looking good for Dab.
Now Dab cannot get ahead of himself. He needs to still stay calm. He's in a good position right now. Does not want YungMonster to take a game, but YungMonster getting some damage of his own and furthermore switching positions. Catches Dab out of that interaction use. Jacqui so powerful with these combos.
It is damage right now.
Almost sitting on a flawless. Dab's just going to try and do what he can at the very least. Try to put him more towards a corner. But YungMonster with the up rocket. Dab sitting on a full stick of butter needs to be very careful. He's sitting full screen, which is not where you want to be against full auto.
Oh, definitely not.
And patience is going to be a virtue.
Okay, he is being very patient, for sure.
Oh, it gets a clean jump in, 1-1 EX overhead, forcing YungMonster to break. If he can push YungMonster into this corner, that's where he's going to want to be. He can easily take this to a game 5, but YungMonster knows that, and he's going to stay back here. Oh, lifting overhead.
Nice punish on the whiff right there. My bad.
Oh no, just misses the down 1 anti-air. Dab had to break there. On the verge of being eliminated, needs to be careful. And the full screen game, so hard to deal with. Gets the jump kick. Jump kick connects. Oh, and he doesn't get the anti-air. So unfortunate. YungMonster closing it out. Dab almost on the verge of that game 5. Hayatei definitely, especially because he's been a Ronin specialist since the very beginning. I expect him to know most matchups, but at the same time, Revetleafing is kind of his own sort of animal. You could know the Dragon Naginata matchup, but do you know the Revetleafing matchup? And that's a serious thing to consider, as weird as it sounds. We're seeing now Revetleafing plays at such a fast pace. Those young man reactions. Hayatei getting something started with this Ronin pressure. Oh, just misses the input on the instant air tornado kick. Using the armor again, that is something we don't normally see from Hayatei.
Yeah, I know, right?
He's using all of his meter just to kind of get out of pressure, but at the same time, Revetleafing is doing much better conserving his meter, opening up Hayatei with these instant air overheads. Trying to get the maximum damage there, just drops it. Still a little bit juicy, 24%. Oh, and a clean jump over. That is a whip punishment, drops it again.
Hey, here you go, that patented combo that we've seen Hayatei do so many times. That blade is putting in a lot of work right now. Keep it Tanya at bay.
And unfortunately, those Ronin blades just didn't get the whip punish on Revetleafing. Hayatei trying to keep Revetleafing on the ground for as much as possible. We saw earlier that he's using the ground blades to his advantage to stop Revetleafing from controlling the air. And that's really what helped him establish the ground game.
Fight.
And now back 1-1 into the side blades. Using the interactable, staying as far away from the corner. We're seeing him put down those ground blades to establish the threat alone, but Revetleafing knows that while that blade is on the ground, that's his time to go in. Revetleafing getting some damage of his own. Maximum, I don't even know what this combo is right now.
Combo into the low, and that's going to take it.
I have never seen that combo in my life.
That a little bit more, because like you said, man, trying to go against the air with Tanya is not going to work.
Oh, no doubt that was an input error. Standing 2 into Rising Blades. Definitely full combo punish. Revetleafing pushing him immediately towards the corner. Oh, and a standing, that was a beautiful hit conversion. Using his only bar meter to try and get as much damage as possible. But we've seen Revetleafing play at this fast pace, just dishing out so much damage early on. Hayatei's having a lot of trouble keeping up with it, but even now, gets opened up by the instant air overhead again. Back 3 stagger, and right there, the 15%, these quick hits are almost throwing Hayatei for a spin. He's not ready for it.
That's right.
He gets those plus frames in there, forcing Revetleafing into these hit conversions. A back 1 anti-air. That was a beautiful conversion. Gonna leave him standing. Revetleafing beautiful backdash of his own, staying just out of range and whiff punishing accordingly. And now we're seeing that he's just controlling the air, and it's making Hayatei a little bit confused. He doesn't know how to stop Revetleafing from jumping all over the place.
You're right. That's what Tanya excels at, you know, jumping to get everything started. But here we go. Nice catch with the NJP right there. Let's see if he can exert some kind of dominance. But every time, like, he's not using the 4-1-2 for pressure at all. And Tanya's just getting out of there. I'm trying to go for the X-ray.
And these setups are so dirty, and now it's just going to be Chip. Revetleafing making quick work of Hayatei right now. Eventually be dished out. But we look here, if Revetleafing wins this set, he will put himself back into the top 8 standings in points, knocking Scar all the way down to 9th place. So put both the brothers into a top 8 situation as far as points are concerned. Now, just as quickly as the other match is gone, Revetleafing still doing very well, getting some really good chip damage. Hayatei getting some a little bit of damage of his own, 25% mid-screen. But we're seeing now this is what Hayatei wanted to do, but that teleport is going to ensure that Hayatei can't just throw out those blades like that.
And we'll get in there pretty quick with that teleport for sure. He's going to be able to kill right here? Yeah, with the chip out.
2-1 Dragon Punch, chipping out Revetleafing, trying to get some sort of game on the board, but Revetleafing obviously does not want to go, doesn't want the set to go any farther than it needs to.
Hey, just his sales from everywhere. I mean, she's just falling back, building some meter right now, but when she gets in, I mean, she does well there too, so it's hard to deal with.
Could have gotten the hiccup from there, but now he's just trying to build some meter at the very least, and just hope that the threat alone will keep Revetleafing on the ground, but it's proving to not be the case. Wow, actually blocks the end of that string. Very impressive by Revetleafing. Having the presence of mind to know that that option, the low option, is still there. You go to see, you see the threat of these blades right now, kind of helping against Revetleafing, but now getting opened up by the instant overhead again. Revetleafing taking the second round on the verge of closing this set out 3-0.
Yeah, even though it's happening at a high rate, it seems like every time the Hayatei tries to close out the blade, like Revetleafing goes in with a quick teleport and they hit.
For a 1-2 string, Hayatei trying to lock him down from a distance, as Takeda has the tools to do so.
Actually, back on the low right there by Revetleafing.
And I like his use of the stagger strings now, because in the beginning he was going for straight pressure and it really just wasn't working. Revetleafing with a really late break there. But we've seen Revetleafing come back from worse. He's going to need to be very careful. Hayatei, one false move, just like that, that's going to be a serious damage deficit. Just taking his time. Oh, just barely misses it. Hayatei goes for the EX side blast. They're going into game number 4 here. Let's see if Hayatei can keep this momentum going and possibly get a game 5 situation here in the top 16. Then again, we see it again, using that meter, which is almost really uncharacteristic. He normally saves his meter for the big damage conversions, but here we're seeing him use it to just kind of get away from pressure as much as possible. Down one into the conversion here.
They're looking a lot better right now.
And just the raw DP, proving successful. Hayatei waking up a little bit here. Staying away, waiting to kind of establish some sort of life lead, and then he'll be able to be a little bit more confident going into some pressure.
Sorry about that. And again, the conversion. What percent is it going to be?
Wow, and that was a little wonky. The follow-up of that move, just whiffing. There you go, another 18%. Revetleafing looking to take this into round number 3, but Hayatei trying to stay as patient as possible. Down 2 and 3 to grab attempt. No way.
Oh my god.
Off of the breaker at least. Goes for the tornado kick and the plus frames, but Revetleafing using his last bar meter to armor straight through it. Hayatei had the right read there, but a little bit too much life, and Revetleafing took advantage of it. That Revetleafing having all the momentum in his favor. Hayatei not having the meter to break. Already down 50% of life.
Hey, but again, Revetleafing just electing to fall back and teleport in when he needs to.
Oh,
got him with the overhead again. Here we go. Revetleafing gonna go for a nice combo, but Hayatei decides to break. One more combo from Revetleafing, it might be over. Hayatei has to be careful. Oh, the drill is gonna do it.
And that was just chipping. It's so hard to get out of that with your back to the corner. And
Yeah.
Fight.
Let's see how we're gonna start it off. Oh my god, nice catch with the back two right there. Here we go, just dropping the combo, trying to go into more pressure.
Now, Dragon is one of the kings of being patient. He has no problem sitting back and waiting and wait for you to hang your own self. And he uses the smoke bomb that he stole. Gonna put him back in the trance in the corner. What's the Knicks? Going for that 60% grab. So juicy. Somewhere right now in this world, Cowboy is watching with a grin. Relentless getting a grab of his own. Nice stagger string. He's taking his time. As we saw before, Dragon has been no stranger to kind of sitting back, letting the clock run out, especially when he has the life lead. Regardless of the character he's playing. The blocks are all there. Disrespects the plus frames. Relentless not ready to fully capitalize on it. Dragon has the bar. Will he spend it on wake up? Goes for down one in the reverse grab. Going to take the first round. Brilliant stuff by Dragon.
There is fear in your heart. Round 2. Fight.
And now he still has the smoke bomb on deck, so yeah, he's going to get rid of that as soon as possible. So that's combo he does, you get the full extent of it. Oh my god, yo, you see that little shimmy right there with the back three? Good stuff.
That was beautiful. Here we go. Forward. It actually connects. Relentless really needs to watch his feet with that. Forward in the smoke bomb actually connects. There's enough active frames on hit for that to actually combo. And there we go again. Hellspark's trading enough to keep Relentless away from getting a follow-up with that smoke bomb. Hellspark's doing some serious wonders for Dragon right now. Into the trance. What's the mix?
What is it going to be?
And that would end up going to be chip regardless. And Dragon finishing off with a sweat inside and out. So opting to go with Raiden Displacer nonetheless in the hopes to kind of go for more of an aggressive playstyle.
It's still by Dragon. Hey, Dragon go for the full screen right there, but getting punished back to the corner. But he does well here.
And he has that teleport, so the corner game is really not going to be an issue here. Use that EX Vicinity Blast. It's going to be a super key in this matchup, but at the same time, Dragon going with the shoulder rush. Go teleport, drops the other combo. Beautiful EX teleport to keep that hit confirm going. Nice 28% pushing Dragon all the way into the corner. Oh, no punish on that overhead. And as we talked about before, Dragon just content, sitting back and waiting for the right time to strike. Not out of this just yet. Can Dragon steal this win? And a beautiful scout by Relentless going up round number 1.
Round 2. Fight.
Here we go. Dragon still in the corner. This is where Raiden wants to put him. Back two into the shocker. Very nice to try to keep himself as safe as possible. No doubt does not want to give up this advantageous position right now. So here we go.
There, right back to the corner. Push him to the corner again. Yeah, good blocks right now by Relentless. Oh, but he's getting tagged with the jumping kick.
He's swagging down one combos. The least optimal stuff. The Dragon keeping it simple. Plus frames all across the board. The damage is certainly counting off, but at the very least, Relentless has the position switched. Dragon, no doubt, using that solar charge to keep himself a little bit farther away from that corner going into round number 3. But the Savage Superman to keep him ever closer to the corner. Dragon using all of his mirror, but here comes that trance. 16% grab, switching positions. Dragon wants to keep his back in the mid-screen as much as possible. Another 16% grab. And the teleport and the neutral jump punch. That damage is adding up very nicely. Dragon sitting in a good position. Use the shoulder charge. Relentless baiting it out, but not having faith in it.
Oh my God, good blocking the Superman right there by Relentless. And here we go. Is he going to be able to close this out? I don't know.
Oh, no punish on the whiff back too. And the interaction just the tip of Relentless to make his own mistake and then punishing with a hell spark or shoulder charge or what have you. Very nice. Back 1-2 into that teleport to get the first hit. Oh, it doesn't mean to burn him, but Relentless not ready to punish it with the Superman. And the back 3 finally connects, and here comes that trance all the way in the corner already. What a beautiful punish on the back 3 by Relentless, showing that he's still ready to put up a fight. It doesn't block that either current version. Has to be careful. There is a 6-frame gap in it. Maybe he tried to use a forward one in between it.
And pushing him right back to the corner. This is where Raiden could get so started, but Dragon just waking up with a YOLO grab. Why not?
And the 1-1-2 in the shoulder charge will track and connect. Dragon sitting on set point to advance into the top 8. Relentless needs to make something happen or he will be eliminated. Oh, it had the 4-4 but didn't have enough meter to really get anything else going with it. Just keeps the 4-4 by itself. Another EX shoulder charge. Relentless having a lot of trouble scouting that out. But a beautiful hit confirm to answer back.
Right there. Back to the other side. Oh, and on the come down, trip guard, good stuff. All right, here we go to the overhead chocolate, just in case you let it rip.
And speaking of letting it rip, that back 3, letting it rip, and it does connect. Reverse grab finally teched by Relentless.
Tech. Oh, Dragon being aggressive, running up with the back 3. Pushing it back to the corner. What is it going to be? Oh, try to back that to the last guy. Here's the tip.
Wow, and uses all of his resources, but beautiful presence of mind by Relentless to know that he just needed to keep his composure. But he's going to need to keep that same mindset, not just for this round, but for the remainder of the set. Dragon just running on grab, knowing that Relentless didn't have enough meter to do an EX Vicinity Blast. Just a savage down too. Such a slow down too, but still ends up working.
He's trying to space it very well, but I mean, those teleports are getting in with Shinnok. Nice punish, here we go. All right, now he has to get something started. Let's see what Dragon decides to do. If we're going to take that mix up.
I'm just letting the shoulder charge red, meter burning it to keep it safe. Relentless not blocking, but this is going to do a lot of damage. Won't just kill, but puts him in a chip out situation, and the chip will do it. Dragon advancing into the top 8 again here in Season 2.
Oh,
so,
man. Relentless did show some signs of life there, but again, Dragon just with that top player play, man, just pulling it out.
And with the tale as old as time, we will be seeing Dragon versus Tweedy in the top 8.